Dominique Wilkins.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Pau Gasol.
NBA fans, what's up? This is Vince Carter here.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
Hey guys, what's good? Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. I'm your host, Sean David. Thanks for tuning in. Let's talk some old school NBA basketball. In today's episode, I want to take a look at 7 NBA players that were supposed to be the next Michael Jordan. But before we dive into that, let me give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's episode. Today's video is brought to you by Bosley. Now, as you can see, I unfortunately have no hair left on my head. And this has been my reality for over 15 years now. But this doesn't have to be your reality. If you're also suffering from hair loss, you have to check out Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration experts. The sooner you take action, the more options you'll have for keeping and restoring your hair. The coolest thing is that Bosley has both surgical and non-surgical solutions to help you keep the hair you have and grow thicker, fuller hair where you need it most. Folks, take it from me, you don't want to wait too long. Just get the information and learn what you can be doing right now to keep or grow your hair. And because you tuned into my show, I can tell you that if you act right now, you can get a free Bosley info kit and a $250 gift card. Just click on the link in the description box below. There's a reason why Bosley is America's #1, so check it out now. Now, the first player on my list is Harold Miner. If you never heard about this guy, he was supposed to be the next Jordan, and his nickname was Baby Jordan. Oh man, what a player. Just imagine when your nickname is Baby Jordan with how much hype he came into the NBA. He could jump like MJ, do acrobatic stuff in the air, and also he was bald like Jordan. When Miner played for the Miami Heat in the early 1990s, the pressure was huge and obviously too much for a rookie. Miner would average 10 points in his rookie season, but would come off the bench in every single game. His second season was slightly better. He won the slam dunk contest twice, but unfortunately, his body would break down right away. He only played 4 seasons in the NBA, but will be remembered by fans as one of the most incredible dunkers of his era.
Harold Miner's career, I think, was a little overhyped. They called Harold Baby Jordan, and he didn't really quite get there.
He could do all the dunks that Michael could do. Unfortunately, his career didn't go in the same direction, but, he was very athletic, could dominate in college.
And the next player on my list is Jerry Stackhouse. The similarities were huge at first. Jerry Stackhouse played for North Carolina, was a slasher, was very explosive, and a very intense player. When he came into the NBA to play for the Philadelphia 76ers, he seemed to be the future of that franchise. But only 2 years later, the 76ers decided to put their hopes and trust in Allen Iverson instead of Stackhouse and then traded him away. Stackhouse had many great seasons and even once averaged 29 points when he was playing for the Detroit Pistons, but most teams he played for weren't that good. He even played with Michael Jordan for the Washington Wizards, but just as I said, most teams weren't good. And the next player that I want to talk about is Vince Carter, aka Air Canada. When Vince Carter entered the NBA, I was so sure that he would be the guy. Again, a North Carolina Tar Heel, incredible dunker, a shooting guard just like Michael Jordan, and the potential to become the best player of his era. I would take it even so far that he was a better dunker than Michael Jordan. He helped to put the Toronto Raptors on the map and quickly became a fan favorite. Carter was a player that could average 24 to 27 points per game and had all the tools to become the face of the NBA. But it always seemed to me that he would not improve his game. It looked like he was done when he was in his early 20s. Don't get me wrong, he was a sensational player in his prime, but I was expecting even more because his potential was so good. Still, there's no denying that Carter had a sensational NBA career, just not that NBA championship MVP type of a career.
There have been nearly as many new Jordan clones as old Jordan championships. They all left questions, but the latest lookalike most closely profiles the infant Mike. Tarheel pedigree, dazzling smile, leaves school early, becomes team go-to guy, resurrects Hoopstead City, jumps over the moon, air to land to high sea, C as in Carter, Vince Carter.
Both of us slashers like to get to the basket and do highlight real dunks or whatever.
There are similarities. MJ, he was working on that jump shot, getting that jump shot together his rookie year, and I see Vince Carter doing the same thing.
Next, I want to talk about Grant Hill. Now, because Grant Hill played so many years in the NBA after his many injuries, people seem to forget how good Grant Hill was in his prime. We're talking about a player that could have become a top 10 player of all time. He was that good for a short amount of time. Basketball IQ mixed with great fundamentals and more. He came in when Michael Jordan just retired and everybody was looking for the next Michael Jordan. A lot of pressure on Hill, but he handled it super well. All in all, Grant Hill is in my top 5 biggest what-ifs in NBA history.
Now, people are comparing you to Michael Jordan. Is that a fair comparison?
Not at all. Michael Jordan's the best player to ever play, and I think it just puts too much pressure on me.
Sure.
I just want to be known as Grant Hill.
At the small forward, I've talked to Grant at length about his career. I mean, he was absolutely the guy that was going to be what the league was about. Class, could do everything on the court and off the court. He was going to be that guy.
I got more touches. Let's acknowledge on the real who this guy really is sitting here, because when Jordan was retiring and Grant Hill was coming into the league, we were talking about passing the mantle
To Grant.
Yes, you.
Now, the next player on my list is actually the only one who's still playing in the NBA, LeBron James. Now tell me, was there ever a rookie that came in with more hype than LeBron James? Nah, I didn't think so. He was called the chosen one even before he played a single game in the NBA. He won number 23 from the get-go and was supposed to be the savior and the face of the league. And what can you say? The guy did a sensational job. He did it so well that even some people believe that he's better than Michael Jordan. Now, obviously, I am not one of those guys. To me, Michael Jordan is still the GOAT and will always be the best player of all time. But all LeBron James bashing aside, he did an amazing job and came very close to be as good as Michael Jordan. But there was one guy who came even closer.
They're just a standard that's above in all cases.
If you electronically switched the uniforms and played that at full speed, you would not have been able to tell who was who.
Michael looked over at us and said, he can't guard me.
Kobe looks over at Doug Collins and said, this guy cannot guard me.
This man, when you think about Michael Jordan, the closest to get to Michael has been Kobe Bryant.
Can we just agree that these guys are like phenomenal players and let's just move on? We got to do the one-on-one battle.
Yes, of course. Now, Kobe Bryant, who else is the closest to Michael Jordan? There will never, ever, ever be a player who will come as close as Kobe Bryant. Kobe was basically almost the same player. If Jordan was 1A, Kobe was 1B. He watched Michael Jordan, studied Michael Jordan, grew up on Michael Jordan, and was like Michael Jordan in almost every single way. Now, can you blame Kobe that he copied MJ? I mean, if you copy someone, doesn't it make sense to copy the best player of all time?
Seems like Kobe is the closest thing we've ever seen to MJ.
Molly, you're absolutely right. And first of all, let's go to the court first. Kobe admired, respected Michael Jordan in such a way that he patterned his game after Michael, right? He's the closest thing. Kobe is the closest thing to Michael that we've seen. Why? Because he could score that basketball just like Michael Jordan. He had the same mindset and attitude just like Michael Jordan. He took no prisoners. He wanted to just put his foot on your neck. He wanted to destroy you mentally and physically, just like Michael Jordan. And he wanted to have 6 championships like Michael Jordan. He got close, he got 5, but he never got that 6th championship.
All in all, the list could have been way longer. I mean, even guys like Penny Hardaway, for a short amount of time, were considered to be the next MJ. But I wanted to make sure that in this list, I only incorporate guys who, for the majority of their career, were supposed to be the next MJ. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And also, don't forget, very, very important, to check out the sponsor of today's episode. And I guess I'll see you next time on the Basketball Time Machine.